Welcome to another highly questionable work week. What's on the show today, Bo?
I guess we're going to say something bad about Peyton Manning. Don't worry, we're allowed to do that.
Wow, we are? Okay, vamos, papi.
Are you sure that Zach Levine was the rightful winner of the dunk contest?
Hey, shout out to all you guys who said you think the three-point contest should go lame. Like, you may not have known who the guys were in the dunk contest, but we got the best final that we've had since 1988 with Jordan and Neek, and it basically went the same way, where Dominique got a 47 on a two-hand windmill instead of the 50 he should have. Eric Gordon wound up in the same place. This slam dunk contest should still be going. Look at this stuff, man. Look at what Levine did here, though.
This is crazy. All of it was crazy.
He makes it look so easy.
Does this ever make you wonder how he's not a better basketball player?
I was about to say, I think he might want to start working on this stuff a little bit less. Look at this!
Yeah, that's absurd right there. Way to go, stuff the Magic Dragon, getting it done right there.
Well, Eric Gordon figured something out. If you're going to be that big in a dunk contest, you need something to jump over. So you can do things like that.
That's absurd. You can make the argument that's the best dunk any of us have ever seen.
Holy smokes. But think about that. When you're that height, the only way that you can impress people is by going over something. Now, that's nuts. Yeah. Behind the head, between the legs.
Yeah.
Doing the whole Dizzy Gillespie thing. That seems to be his style. Now, look at this. Through the legs from a step inside the free throw line.
I didn't hear anybody, though, Bo, say that Levine should have won. I heard a lot of people saying they should have tied, but most people were talking about Eric Gordon got robbed.
Yeah, because he should have got a 50. Like, the dunk where you bring it under your legs is supposed to get a 50. George Gervin, the king of the finger roll. How do you not give that dude a 50? You do finger rolls.
How about this, though, Bo? I just got done saying that Eric Gordon over the mascot might have been the best dunk I've ever seen. The best dunk of the weekend might have actually come from a Canadian white guy in jeans. You tell me that there was anything in that dunk contest better than what this guy did. This is, if anybody had, look, he's in jeans.
I mean, that is incredible.
Is he wearing a belt?
I want to see him dribble in a straight line, though. Like, how are you a civilian? Why are you out here in jeans if you can do that? I want to see him in the skills competition, because he must not be good at anything else.
Dribbling with both hands.
What does Jordan Carlson whisper advice tell us about the state of the Lakers?
Clarkson is his name, although you can be forgiven for not knowing the name of any of the Lakers. Here's the situation that we've got. DAngelo Russell is being asked what it's like to play in a game after sitting so much, and Clarkson whispers to him, maybe you can hear it, that he might want to be careful.
I'll say nothing crazy. I feel like that game is just more of a confidence builder. It's not. I'll say nothing crazy.
I love that he's a ventriloquist right there.
Well, I also love that after he told him not to say anything crazy, DAngelo Russell's like, well, there goes my material. I guess I got to come up with something else to say. I can't imagine how miserable it is for him to play for Byron Scott. Byron Scott thinks being hard on rookies is the way to go. DAngelo Russell stuck on a team that's decided this season is not going to be about developing him, the number 2 pick in the draft, but a coronation for the 20-year veteran that's not helping anybody get anywhere. Don't say anything crazy was probably the best advice he ever received.
It's not, by the way, just hard playing for Byron Scott. One of the things DAngelo Russell did say, though not crazy, is you guys don't really understand how hard it is to be a part of this 20-year coronation. He said it's hard. It's not easy. It gets overlooked as all of us are fawning over Kobe and his 35% shooting this year.
Uh-oh, looks like someone is going to get even less playing time now.
Right, that's
what is going to happen.
And it's going to be Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
Do you think Gregg Popovich really believes the Warriors are unsolvable?
Yes, sir. Gregg Popovich said that the Warriors are basically a Rubik's Cube, that you're not going to be able to come up with some magical way to beat them, and they are solvable. I just don't know if it's going to come from somebody's mind necessarily. We saw in the postseason last year, teams figured some things out to do with the Warriors. They made adjustments, but they were beating down depleted teams on the way to the championship. I still don't think we're at a point yet where there's nothing you can do with this team in the playoffs, because as good as they are on the whole, the playoffs often come down to who are your best 2 players. Their number 1 is really good. There are other teams that have 2s and 3s, combinations of guys that are better than the top of the Warriors roster.
I think we're all looking forward to seeing that Oklahoma City series against Golden State if we get it, because of the things Bomani's talking about. But this was the rare, interesting, and revealing interview from Pop on ESPN Radio, where he also said, and this is not up for dispute, how much fun the Warriors are to watch, that if he had to pay for a ticket, he would prefer to watch their team than his own team. And it might be the most obvious thing in the world, but it's interesting coming from him.
Well, you got to understand what is his game plan.
Oh.
He's saying that, I can beat these guys, and all of this sudden he beats them.
Right.
Then he looks like a hero.
Right.
Popovich is a bump. That's what he is. That's what he's doing.
Why is he a
Yeah,
bump?
because, he has to say, yeah, I got what it takes to beat the Warriors, My guys are ready. It's going to be a fight to the end. I'm going to take it to 7 games. I'm going to take it all.
Right. He's right about that. If they solve them, then he'll get the credit for it. He's not right about him being a bum.
You know why he called him a bum? Because nothing is funnier in sports than calling somebody a bum. Think about how funny it is every time you hear that he's a bum.
Does this whole Peyton Manning lawsuit coming back in the public eye jeopardize his reputation?
For some people, it will. I'm not of the belief that any one public act, especially the worst of public acts involving your privates, would be the thing that would define anybody. But for those of you who continue to buy into all the commercials is image. For those of you who continue to feel betrayed when those commercials end up in the scandal Tiger Woods ended up in, this one is pretty ugly. It's old news. The reporter has an agenda and has credibility issues, but this is ugly stuff from Peyton Manning that a lot of people were shocked by.
Yeah, but it'll only jeopardize his reputation if people are willing to entertain the possibility that his reputation could ever be in jeopardy. And what we've seen as it relates to this case since it happened, people are they're just not trying to hear it. Like, you can put the things in front of them and say, look at the information. They simply don't want to hear this. The clearest thing that we know is when this happened in 97, it was constantly referred to as a mooning. This is a point of contention. Who said it was a mooning? Peyton Manning. Like, the decision to take his word on it from a lot of people early is what led to the point that we're at now, where, wait a minute, this might not have gone the way we thought. Our sensibilities are just a little bit different than they were in the past, but jeopardize his reputation. Most people don't want to do that, so they're not.
Should we put the Oklahoma loss on Buddy Hield?
Oh, man, we got another great game for Kansas and Oklahoma. Maybe it'll be like 1988. They'll play in the finals. You never know. But Buddy Hield, he's like 50, 40, 90. Or is it 50, 50, 90? He's the best shooter in the country. He doesn't really miss free throws. Except...
Blockouts become important. Buddy Hield's not going to miss this free throw. The guy's a 90% free throw shooter. But you got to be prepared for pressure here if you're Kansas. He did miss it. Holy cow. That might be the most surprising thing of the year. Wow.
So it's Billis' fault, right? Like, Billis talked it up. Billis did everything there, and then Buddy Hield did what you're supposed to do in a situation like that, which is miss the free throw. Way to go, Billis.
Billis not only jinxed that entire situation, Billis also recovered in exactly the way that I would try to recover, which is, that's the most surprising thing of the year, that I would be wrong.
I got to say something to Jay Billis, Hey, Jay, you got to keep your nose out of the game. You got to just call the game. Don't give your opinion, because usually when you give your opinion, you are wrong most of the time, So just call the game, This has the ball, this make a free throw, this one miss a free throw. Don't get into the technicalities of the game.
Sounds like somebody had anime on the aim game.
And if you got a problem with what I said, you can come down here to Miami and take it up with my son. He's ready for you. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
What you got?
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Well, what did Mama Bear have to say after you questioned Urban Meyer in that game? And you were right about it, and Urban Meyer said you were right. But you said, you got to give me the ball more. What did Mama Bear have to say about that?
That's on my list of topics that are off limits. No questions regarding Michigan State.
Joining us at the beach today is Ezekiel Elliott.
Former Ohio State star. Follow him on Twitter at Ezekiel Elliott. Let's get to know him a little bit.
What would you say is the worst you've ever felt physically after a football game?
I think the worst I've ever felt after a football game is after the national championship, my sophomore season. The most carries I've ever had in a game, 36. And, after that game, I just felt so beat up, and I was just happy the season was over.
Your running backs always want as many carries as you can get. After you got to 36, did you think, okay, maybe there's a line on how much I want this?
Oh, yeah, I definitely realized, that I mean, you want to eat. That's what you want when you're a running back. You want the coaches to feed you the ball. So, I mean, when you're thinking in your head, 36 carries, all that sounds nice until it actually happens, you know. And, when I got to the fourth quarter in that national championship, I kind of felt like I was in winter workouts again, legs dead and barely could breathe. So, I mean, 36 carries, I don't know if I want to see that ever again.
You come from a family of athletes. Your parents are athletes. Is there any story that you remember about people being unreasonably competitive?
I mean, my mom used to wrestle with me. So my mom, she's a big, strong, athletic woman, and I mean, it took me to high school until I could even keep up with her. So I mean, I'd be out at track practice. We'd be playing around. Before I know it, I'm on the ground with my mom on top of me. So I mean, she's definitely the most competitive.
Well, what are you doing to make your mom wrestle you at track practice?
Or does she just like doing that? Or does she like making making it physical?
I think she was just showing me that, I was still a young boy and that she was still in charge.
So when did that stop? When did you become big enough where that stopped?
That's what I'm saying. I think I was probably like my freshman or sophomore year in high school was when I was able to keep up.
It sounds like you're still a little bit afraid of her. Do we have that right?
I'm a little bit afraid right now.
I think everyone's afraid of my mom. We call her Mama Bear because, when anything's going bad, all I got to do is go to her, and, everyone's afraid.
Well, what did Mama Bear have to say after you questioned Urban Meyer in that game? And you were right about it, and Urban Meyer said you were right, but you said, you got to give me the ball more. What did Mama Bear have to say about that?
That's on my list of topics that are off limits. No questions regarding Michigan State.
You got a piece of paper. I want to know what else is on that piece of paper. Topics off limits. There's a sheet of paper. Topics off limits. That is so great.
When you start carrying one of those around, though, because you ain't had it forever. Like, we know that.
What else is on there? Just read a second one. We won't answer your question about it. Just read a second one.
No questions regarding the Heisman.
What else? Keep reading that piece of paper. Keep reading. What else? What else?
That's it right now. I can add some more stuff, though, if you want.
That is tremendous. Oh, look at that.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is a question I always get, but just take the bottom of it. You gotta roll it up a little bit and then tuck it.
Oh no.
So, you can't show them too much, but you gotta show them just enough.
I see you very well, so I gotta go this way.
No.
Oh yeah. Okay. Exactly.
No.
That's right.
Both of you
gotta watch out. NCAA might try to come and get you.
Both of y'all have been waiting all show to do that. You've been waiting all show to do that, and he's been waiting all show to do that.
No.
My wife is going to love it now.
Just go.
Hey, I love it.
Thank you for being on with us. Thank you, Ezekiel.
Well, thank you.
Gracias. Got hundreds on the table, 20s on the floor.
Fresh out of work on the way with some more. And I love it.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is a skilled liar. Do you question?
Oh, so you're not always intrigued. You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Do you question if Shaq Goodwin did something worth celebrating?
All right, Tulane upset Memphis. Shaq Goodwin, who it feels like has been in school for about 40 years. What do we have? What do we have involving him?
Oliver came on for Ryan Smith. Poked at by Goodwin. Oh, here's a fun one. Stuck in the rim. Technical.
He put his arm in the goal?
Technical on Shaq Goodwin, and he celebrates.
Oh, they're whack for that.
What's going on?
Why is it a technical foul? Why? That's the Vince Carter.
Okay, you can dispute the rules if you like, but you can't be dunking like that on a fast break and cost yourself a point.
You have to understand, as long as we've all been playing basketball, we know that dude with that full head of dreads never has ups. He always just has a real aggressive shoulder-based game. So when you're capable of doing something like that, he's out here breaking stereotypes. Y'all gonna call a technical foul on him representing for his dreadlock people?
I am having a hard time breaking his stereotype. I'm going through my head trying to figure out.
Oh, come on, man. You know the guy with the dreadlocks and who's got a sleeve shirt on and not the tank top, his game is always elbows and shoulders. It's always a floor game.
Yeah, I changed my mind. Shaq should celebrate himself.
Yeah, he did it for the culture.
I have always said the refs, they take the fun out of the game.
Yeah.
We should have those games without refs. Let them play. No matter what, let them play, you know? That's what you got to do. Then why not, you know?
You want to make college basketball more entertaining, let those dudes call their own fouls. You might also have to allow for some fighting, but I do think it'll be more entertaining than what they're trotting out there these days.
Do you question with this crap?
I just guessed that whichever way you are doing such a thing is not something that you should do. This is in Brazil. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, look at this thing. Yeah, it's armed.
What are you doing? Charge that knife up to the game. It's gone.
Does the crab want the knife?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did he turn the knife to you? He's going to cut you.
Yeah, this crab doesn't know how to use the knife. It looks more menacing than it actually is.
Just because he doesn't know how to use it doesn't mean he can't.
Those things have very small brains.
The guy with the camera is one of the 5 dumbest human beings ever profiled on this show. But we show people jumping off buildings all the time.
I meant the crab.
That crab wasn't that tough. You want to see a tough crab? Here you have it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a tough crab. That's a dumb person.
Yes.
Oh, no.
1, 2, 3.
Time to play the game that has broken many hearts. See? Oh, no.
Tell us what's on television tonight, and he'll always say yes.
On CNBC, The Westminster Dog Show.
Oh, the agility portion of the Westminster Dog Show. We always enjoy this. Although last time we checked in, I think in the middle of the agility portion, somebody just stopped and pooped, which would be like somebody doing that in the middle of the dunk competition. It would be weird if that happened, but it's normal here. Is that what we've got?
Guacamole, Batman.
Maybe some spicy salsa.
That would do it. That would do it.
Holster won this whole thing, so I don't think it's going to be a stoppage to go to the bathroom
She's
situation.
got to get up here. Whoa, almost lost Holster. Little quick draw on that. Over the triple into the tunnel. Is that weave entry again? Very nicely done.
This is what you say is a turning point.
Right here. This is where everybody's been losing it.
Holster.
The time to beat 42.45. Holster looks like
5. Holster, you got this beat. Holster.
Oh, yeah.
We have a new
Woo!
35.1.
Well, Monty, are you intrigued?
No, I'm not intrigued. I've never figured out why this is such a big deal. Does this look like what those dogs feel like doing? Do you think that they want to be running around and doing a combine for your entertainment?
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued, but that is not the type of dog that should win the dog show. This is the type of dog that should be the winner.
What do we got here?
Oh, yeah.
There you are.
Yeah. This dog would crush all those dogs.
Oh,
That's right.
big hoot. There wasn't no parts of big hoot.
That's right.
How does this thing not win?
Yes. How's that kid so good at the harmonica? I feel like we're paying attention to the wrong thing.
Tonight on ABC, The Bachelor.
Oh, come on, man. You go to hell. Straight to hell with no detours, no speed bumps. What do we got here?
Oh, hey, you.
Yeah, you, Ben. Is that?
Yes. It is like. Oh, okay.
Well, I got a good date. Come inside and check it out.
We're going inside?
So you're in there, lovebirds. So this, like, the Cubs are my dad and I's favorite sports team.
Okay.
I'm not kidding, like, my dad, when I saw him this week, was like one of the first things he wanted to talk to me about was the Cubs. I am a huge Cubs fan, and so to have Wrigley Field just completely empty for JoJo and I to hang out in is so exciting to me. I cannot wait.
I look over and I see these jerseys leaned across the fence, and it says Mr. Higgins and Mrs. Higgins.
Should we go play? Come on.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Mrs. Higgins sounds good.
Bomani, are you intrigued?
Yeah, because when I want to impress women, that's exactly what I do. Hey, baby, why don't you come in here so we can dress up like losers? Yeah, that seems like a great idea. That's exactly how you do it. I've spent my whole life attached to these losers, and if you get down with me, you can be a loser too.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I have been very tough on the Cubs, but I wanna show you my favorite Cub highlight history.
Let me see.
Oh, that's harsh.
That's it.
That's harsh.
The Marlins.
Oh, that's harsh. Didn't he win a World Series with you guys?
Lou won him a title, and why are you making fun of Lou? What did he do to you?
You want to see another one?
Oh, here we go.
It's
We've got
84,
one.
isn't
Now
it?
what do we
No.
got?
Oh, it's Wilbon.
Oh, it's Wilbon with the tucked-in shirt. Not even making it to home plate. Well, Wilbon, and still saluting and walking off the mound somehow with swagger, even after failing.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We are back tomorrow at the same time. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Wow, look at that.
Sexy.
Yeah, I know. I was holding the cough until now.
Yeah, you held the cough all show, and there it is.
There it is.
Unpleasant.